What's up guys, hope you're all okay. Welcome of course to a new series on the channel where I will attempt to aid you on a path to improve your lap times and driving techniques on sim racing titles such as ACC and GT Sport. So it'll be a weekly series. This week is racing lines and how to apply them to driving. So what is a racing line? The racing line is essentially the quickest route around a corner, maximising corner and exit speed while also making sure we cover as little distance as possible. So we're now going to do some examples of what to do, starting of course with the famous first chicane at Monza. So approaching the corner is vital you're on the left hand side of the circuit. This allows you to open up the angle of the corner and use as little steering lock as possible and also carry as much speed as possible. As you can see, we're aiming ourselves at the apex, which is the midpoint of the corner, to minimise the steering. And now once we are onto the apex, we are now aiming ourselves towards the next right while also keeping ourselves steering right. This is to allow ourselves to open up the next left to give us the best exit possible. Remember, the rule is that you go slow in to get a fast exit coming out. And now on the exit you can see we are using the full extent to the track onto the right to allow us to apply the throttle as quickly as possible, punch the throttle down and open up the steering as quickly as possible. So another key example is going to be the second Lesmo at Monza. So this is a third gear corner that leads onto the long back straight into Ascari. So coming into it again, we are making sure we're on the left hand side of the circuit to make sure we are open up the angle of the corner. Once we reach the turning in point, we aim the car at the apex to allow ourselves to run further out wide and apply the throttle on the exit, giving us an amazing run onto the straight. Again, a very wide exit, as you can tell. And finally we look to the famous Parabolica. Now this is a slingshot type corner where we go into it early and get a tight cutback and have a very fast exit. Going into it we maximise the track on the outside to open the angle up. Under braking though, you see we aim ourselves at the corner to clip an early apex. From here we stay tight to the curb before slowly applying more throttle and less steering lock. And as you can see, this gives us a very wide but also very fast exit coming onto the long straight. So now I'm going to show you a quick lap where all the racing lines are taken to full effect and we can compare the differences later on. So now we're going to do the opposite and look at some common mistakes when it comes to racing lines and why you should avoid them and why they're going to cost you them crucial seconds of lap time that you need to advance in sim racing. So we're going to start with Parabolica this time, and as you can see we use the right hand side of the track going in. This means we have to slow the car down a lot more and we also hit the apex at a much more acute angle, slowing our momentum down and meaning we have to use a lot more steering lock. This also means the car can potentially go deep into the corner, meaning we have to cut back again to stay on the track in a stop-start motion. And again we make the critical mistake of not using the full extent of the track on the outside and instead opting for the tight inside line. This means we can't get on the power as early nor opening the steering as early. So again, coming onto the second Lesmo, we see again that we're on the wrong side of the track, so we don't open the angle of the corner up. Again, this means that we hit the apex at a very acute angle, slowing the car down more and requiring to put a lot more lock in. Consequently, we have a slower pull coming away from the corner, which is crucial for the long straight ahead. Final example, the Rettifilo chicane. Approaching on the inside we have to brake a lot earlier and a lot harder, otherwise we run wide into the corner. This means we have a slower cornering speed and a longer distance to travel, both not ideal for obvious reasons. If we run right onto the next corner we meet the apex at an even acuter angle. Basically don't do that and you go fast. So now we're going to compare the lap times of having a very bad lap time, and you can see I take very poor lines, and we're going to compare how much slower the two different ways of racing lines are. So These lines aren't exactly useless and can still be used when racing wheel to wheel. However, I'll go into a lot more detail in that when we come to it in a few episodes time, so stay tuned. So as you saw there, you can lose up to 5 seconds of lap time, potentially even more. So just to round off the video, I want to have a little look at some other corners. So the first one is Brooklands and Luffield Complex at Silverstone. So these are a couple of exceptions to the rules. So usually you'd want to open up the corner as much as possible, but coming into Brooklands, you take a normal racing line. Pretty normally, you get the inside and you let the car run out wide. However, instead of bringing it back over, you can see I sort of half-heartedly do it and just keep it a tighter line. This means that you don't have to make sure the car is planted and the weight isn't shifting about all the time. So it actually just keeps the car planted and you actually have a smoother, better run. Another one is still again at Silverstone in chase cam, just to show you that some hairpins you might want to turn in a little bit later, get on the power a little bit earlier and have a straighter exit to have a faster run onto the straight. So you can see we brake a lot later, turn a lot later, and you can see our apex point is a lot later into the corner, and you can see we're already full throttle and already in a straight line. So guys, this is going to round off the video. This is the first episode of many I've planned to do for a little driving school series. So if you are interested, please do make sure you like and subscribe. Also, if there's anyone else you think could benefit from this, please do let them know where my channel is, of course Sweeney Z. So any feedback or any things you would like me to perhaps cover on the channel, please do let me know in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, so this is going to round off the video, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please do like and subscribe. And yeah, have a good day, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.